Hello, Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday. And look at all the tips I've been sent. I got some from Dawne. I got some from Walter and Yolanda. Another Dawne. And Dave, who said he was going to send me some. Looks like there's just one on there. As always, I ain't read them yet, but let me down again, Dave. Let me down again. So what I'm going to do is it looks like 8 from Dawne. And then 3 or 4 from Walter and Yolanda. So we'll do Dawne's. Plus, this is a bit more appropriate suit for Dawne, I think. Because I'm going to keep the same suit for all of Dawne's. And we're going to spread them over 3 weeks. 3 weeks of Dawne. Could be enough for anybody. I don't mean it. All right, Dawne, let's get to it. As always, like I said, I have not read these. We are going to read them and react as we go. So, number 1, Dawne. I'm going to put that over there, guys. Yeah, Hans said he was nervous about all my glassware, so let's make sure that for Hans' sake, we don't knock it all over the place. But I'm running out of places. I bought some more suits on Temu. $25, free shipping. Not the best quality, but yeah, I have 91 suits now. Woo-hoo! We'll be at 100 by the end of the year, the way I'm going. Anyway, Dawne. Number 1. When asking the bar staff for a glass of water, please be kind and provide a cash tip. They are still providing you with a service. However, as the water is free, you won't be asked to provide your sale and sign card, so there will be no receipt to sign. That means they are not only losing out on Carnival's gratuity, but they are losing out on any additional gratuity you might have added to the receipt. For that reason, I like to carry a few $1 bills around with me so I can leave a tip. I mean, that's fine. I don't honestly think I've ever seen anybody go up to the bar and ask for a water that's not in the bottle. But I'm sure they do. I think most people just go inside and get it at the machine. But yes, absolutely. If they do and you want to provide that extra money for the service, you don't have to, but you absolutely can. It's always good to carry a few dollar bills around with you. Just don't do what I do and sometimes leave them in your pocket and find them 6 months later. Remember, empty your pockets out. There's another free tip from me. Yes, so yeah, I got not really much I can say about that one. Yep, all right. But again, I mean, put it in the comments. Have you seen people actually get glasses of water at the bar? I don't know if I trust that tap water. I know it's supposed, because I can tell you this. So, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again, seeing as I just made that comment. We were in Alaska. We were in Victoria on that last night when you get like 4 minutes to go ashore before you come back, just so they can say they went to a foreign port. And we went ashore with my good friend Owen, and we also had the ship's health and safety officer came with us. And he was telling us, all the water on the ship you can drink safely. Even the tap water in the bathroom, you can drink that safely. It's not going to kill you. Now, would I choose to? No, I wouldn't choose to. But, you know, a lot of people think about it. So I don't know who would actually drink that water. I don't know. I guess you drink the ice. Or you use the ice, don't drink it. Crunch it. Yeah, all right. All right, number 2. Always carry a backup credit card that you can leave in your safe in case you are pickpocketed or lose your wallet or bag while in port. That's perfectly fine. I bring like 6 because I got 3 bank ATM cards and 3 credit cards. Don't have any credit card debt. Touch wood. That's why I like Discover. But I'll tell you something at the end of this. So I like Discover. I know a lot of people have their favorite cards because they get the points and everything. But the cash back you get on Discover is pretty damn good. And I just pay the bill off. I get a lot of cash back. I've got hundreds of dollars in free money over the last few years using that for everything. So that's my main one I use. But yeah, especially if you're going overseas, I always bring a backup. Because you never know what countries will or won't accept certain cards. And I can tell you this, Discover is not accepted in many places outside of America in my experience. I know it's not accepted in Australia because we couldn't use it anywhere. Pretty sure it's not accepted in England. Yeah, and a lot of places in Europe too. So be aware of that when you're taking it. Make sure that your credit card can even be used in those countries. But yeah, it's always good to take a backup and put it in your safe. Also, it's very important, two things. Make sure that you contact your bank before you leave and let them know you'll be in a foreign port, foreign country, whatever it may be. And also make sure you're not going to get charged any transaction fees. I do know on my debit card, my ATM card I have with Wells Fargo, they definitely charge me a fee if I use it anywhere. So I try not to use that one unless I have to. But yeah, a couple of things to make sure. Backups in general are a good thing if you can remember them. Not just credit cards. Any sort of backup is good. Backup suits. Sometimes, if there's room, I'll bring an extra one in case I'm just not feeling one of them. Backups. Backups are good. Yeah, we're getting through this quick. I might be doing this in 2 weeks. Pretty easy tips to explain. No complications here, Dawn. Number 3, as a backup. Well, the last one was a backup. You had 2 backup tips. As a backup, keep copies of all credit cards, passports, medications, and medical conditions and leave them in your safe. Pretty obsessed with safes this week, aren't we, Dawn? Or have screenshots on your phone in a secure folder. If you needed medical emergency import. If you have I'll rewrite it for you, Dawn. I'll rewrite it for you. If you have a medical emergency import, that information would be invaluable. If you lost your original credit cards, you'd have all the cards' information along with a 1-800 number to call. If you lost your passport, it allows the port embassy to facilitate everything much faster. Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. I don't know if you need to keep the screenshots in a secure folder, unless you're like Julie and you have 4 million pictures on your phone and you could never find it. If you're more sensible like me and you only keep the photos you really want, it's quite easy to find things. But yeah, so totally. When you say keep copies of all credit cards, what I would probably do, I mean, I'm assuming, Dawn, you mean take a picture? How do you keep a copy of a passport? I'm a bit confused on that. I guess keep them on a piece of paper. Type them up on Word, print it out, and bring it with you so you have all the information. I wouldn't necessarily recommend leaving all your credit card information on your phone, because that would be quite easy for somebody to find. I would keep a hard copy that you keep totally separate. And here's a tip for you, because this is one thing that I do like about my agency. When I take credit card payments, I'm allowed to have clients put their card on file under my client portal, but we're not allowed to keep the security code there. So what you'll do is you'll go in, you'll log into my client portal. If you want to make a payment on a cruise or whatever, on any sort of travel, because I book any sorts of travel, you go in there, you put the credit card minus the security code, and then you send that to me separately, which is much more secure, because now all the information is not in one place. So if you are going to keep all personal information like credit cards, passports, medication, and all that stuff, medication's a bit different, but if you're going to keep your credit card info in one place, I would recommend maybe on your phone put the security code only, and on the hard copy elsewhere keep all the written information. It's a lot more secure. Because if you have everything in one place, whether it be written or whether it be on your phone, these days with technology, hackers can get into that stuff and find it all very easily. So medication's not so important. Important, what I mean is, who's going to steal your medication? Well, shouldn't really say that, because these days, who knows? But it's a little bit different than a credit card. It can't impact you as much, is my point, and I think you know what I mean. So yeah, so keep all your information, all your private information there. It's funny with the passports. A lot of people say take a picture of your passport and take it ashore with you. And I was like, yeah. And then I heard, say the worst was to happen and you get stuck in port and the ship leaves without you. Just what I heard, that the cruise line will go into your cabin, they can access your safe, see if your valuable information like passports are there, and they have representatives ashore, and they will take that and leave it ashore. Just what I heard. I don't know that that's 100% true, but it'd be a kind of a nice thing if it was, you know. But then again, in some ports, so if you were a pier runner and you get there, and I saw a video on it this morning, went down to his knees, oh, sorry, no sympathy, and the ship is leaving, would you have a clue what to do? I mean, would you know that there's somebody ashore that you can go and see and, you know, get your information? Would you even know where to go? Would you even know where to start? Another thing you can totally do, and this is one tip I gave a couple of weeks ago, is when you're going on a cruise, leave an important information sheet in your house if somebody's coming over to check on your pets, or just to check on the house if you're gone for a while, or just give it to somebody that you trust, like a relative or a very good friend that's not going to take that and run with it. Give them all that information as well. So if you ever do need it, they have access to it, and they can contact you and give you that over the phone, or, you know, email it to you or something if you needed it in an urgent rush. Because, you know, if you have that stuff like Dawne's talking about, and you keep it in your safe, and you just missed the ship, and they didn't take all that stuff out and give it to you, you still don't have it. You know, just thinking out loud. Many options to think about. So yes, I hope that we're going to do one more tip from Dawne this week. I hope it's not about a safe or backing up again. Let's back up. Could have been one. All right, we'll do a fourth, and then we'll do four next week. So we'll do this because they all look fairly short paragraphs, although this one's a bit wider. For those not aware, Carnival offers Cruise the Vineyard's wine packages. The package consists of a choice of either 3 or 5 bottles from a basic or premium wine list. Cruise the Vineyard package is usually purchased by calling ahead to the fun shop. However, it can also be purchased while on board from your head server in the main dining room. Most servers will also allow you to carry your bottle back to your cabin. However, when cruising in Europe, it's advisable to wait until you have boarded the ship or have visited your first port, because in most European ports, you can carry on several bottles of wine and alcohol, thus purchasing a package would not be required. Well, I have a few comments on that, because I do have experience of this recently, because my good friend Timothy J. Otto, who came with us on the Australia cruise, purchased this package and said it was very much worth it. But you can purchase it in advance on your Carnival.com account, because that's where he purchased his. You don't have to call fun shops, and you don't have to wait till you get on board at all. Always, minus the reason that Dawne gave about Europe, buy things in advance. Do not wait until you get on board to buy them, because the chances are they're going to be more expensive on board. Cheers package, Wi-Fi packages, always more expensive on board. So I'm pretty confident that the Cruise the Vineyard package would cost you more on board. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'd be shocked if it wasn't more expensive. Doubt nothing is the same on board. Always, because they want you to buy in advance, right? So, yeah, it works really well. Now, here's one thing I will say. When Tim did it, he had a list of wines he could choose from, and he'd done his research in advance, so he knew which ones he wanted. He said he's glad he did that. I don't drink wine, so he said he's glad he did that so he wasn't playing the guessing game and get a terrible bottle of wine. So he ended up getting 5 bottles of wine that he actually really enjoyed on his one. So he did the 5-bottle package. So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that a lot of people may not know about, cruising the vineyard. It's and again, you can go on Carnival. Well, he did in Australia, I know, because I showed him where it was and booked it in advance. And there's other things you may not know that you can do in advance. Did you know you can order bottles of water in advance for your cabin? That's going to be cheaper than buying it on board. Now, you can order things like cans of beer, a 4-pack of beer, and put them in your room. That's not that cheap. That's about the same price as buying it on board. So I wouldn't do that. You can buy bottles of liquor. 1 bottle per room. 1 bottle per room only, that if you didn't want to do, so say you had 2 of you doing the cheers package, but 1 of you didn't drink, and you're going on a fairly short cruise, like 4 or 5 day cruise, whatever, and 1 bottle of liquor would be suffice, like a bottle of vodka, and just get your mixers. You can buy that bottle of vodka. Now it's fairly expensive. It's going to run you like $130 odd, but when you break it down and divide it by the number of shots you get in that bottle, it's cheaper than buying it at the bar on the ship. And if you have a travel agent, you can get them 20% discounted as well. So contact your travel agent in advance of the cruise, give them your credit card number or whatever, or however you want to pay for it, and have them order it for you to get put in your room, because they can get 20% discount. Now that can change at any point in time. Carnival has a habit of doing that lately, but as of right now, you can get 20% off almost every bottle of liquor that you can put in your room. Now, I also added at the beginning of that you can only get 1. I'm just going to throw this out there. If you're going with friends and you wanted 2 bottles and they don't want 1, they could buy 1 for you. You could give them the money and they could have it delivered to their room. It does state that this liquor is only to be consumed in your room. Who's going to know? Just make sure you take a flask or something to put the drinks in. And think about mixers, because they don't necessarily have every mixer on board. You can bring your mixers in cans, not in bowls. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. And I'm intrigued about this Europe thing, because I've heard that from a lot of people, that in Europe you can just bring whatever you want back on board. So you can go bring a case of beer from ashore and bring it back. They're not going to say anything. Different rules in Europe. I'm hoping, because we've got a 25-day cruise on Panorama, that Dawne's actually going to be on with me. And she's doing the one on the way out as well. So she's been charged with working out whether we can do that on that cruise, because that will save us a lot of money. Because you can only imagine how much cheers is on a 25-day cruise. I will tell you, it's over $3,500 for 2 people. Not paying that. Could be an expensive cruise. There'll be a few days when I don't drink 10 red stripes. We'll see. All right. Good enough there. Well done, Dawne. Well done, Dawne. We did 4 of your tips this week. We'll do the other 4 next week. And yeah, so we had tip for the glass of water, if you get it. I kind of picked on that a little bit because I don't know who asks for a glass of water over the bar, but I could be completely wrong. I do spend quite a lot of time sitting at bars, and I'm trying to remember if anybody ever ordered just a glass of water. And I only think sometimes now I think about it that they might even have the little water container thing on the end of the bar. You can just go get it yourself for free and not have to ask the bartender. I'm sure they have those sometimes. Oh, I don't know. Backups, and backups. And backups. And then Cruise the Vineyards wine package. If you are a wine lover, it's definitely worth it. Now, also remember, if you have the Cheers package, you do get, I believe it's 20 or 25% off of bottles of wine, over $20 or whatever it is. So check into that as well. If you have the Cheers package, but you wanted to get a couple of extra bottles of wine for dinner, that's one thing. We're going to digress a little bit here, because one thing I loved about when we did a celebrity cruise was their package is unlimited. Now, here's the thing. It's psychological. It's unlimited, but we never hit 15. On Carnival, it's 15. You almost have a psychological challenge to try and get to 15. So you're constantly worrying or wondering how many drinks you've had up to that point. When you don't think about it, you typically don't drink as much. But my point is with the wine, when we went to dinner, and we will drink the elite wine that is called Moscato. And on Carnival, if we did that at dinner, so Julie especially will have a glass of Moscato with dinner a lot, and I will on occasion. On Carnival, you get 1 glass, and then 5 minutes later, you can order another one. And as you know, at dinner, drink service isn't always the fastest, so you've got to wait a long time. On Celebrity, because it was an unlimited drink package, and we did have the premium one, so I'm not sure if that's a difference because we had the premium one. Because we had the drink package, they put a whole bottle by the side of our table. We could just drink it whenever we wanted because we had an unlimited package. And again, we never hit 15 drinks. Never hit 15 drinks. So, well, psychological. All right, Dawn, well done. We'll do the rest of yours next week, and it will be in the same suit because basically, as you know, if you watch this, I'm a lazy so-and-so. I'm just going to get up. I'm going to hit stop recording, and then hit start recording, sit down, and do it again straight away. What can I say? All right. Subscribe if you enjoyed this little tipsy thing from Dawn. Send me yours. My email is coming up at the end. Remember, I do not read them in advance. I react as I go. And if you have any questions, let me know. If I don't know the answer, I usually know somebody that does. With that, I will see you later, cruising well. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, Mick, at elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.